Great hustle.
Yeah, coming up from behind and knocking the ball away, and that's a great effort because he never quit on the play. Smith never knew Stephen was back there. He was running stealth.
Smith with it. A walk-on, earned a scholarship for the second semester. I don't think I've heard of that before. Usually the walk-on will be a walk-on for the whole year, but by the time the second semester started at San Francisco, he had earned his scholarship.
Well, when your dad's one of the best players to don a Don uniform, Phil Smith, they can do things like that.
Foul inside. This is on Gonzaga.
Yeah, Peter Smith is the youngest sibling of Phil Smith, who had a great career at San Francisco.
A foul on Stephen Gray is first. Manny Quezada checking into the ball game. This is a senior for Rex Walters, and now he's not the average player coming off the bench, averaging 11 points a game. He can really shoot it. And there's a shot in and out by Wallace, but Quezada's had a hard time this year fitting into the Walters system too.
Well, again, you got a new coach.
It's Heitfeld off on the 3 attempt.
And he's trying to implement his own system and things. Seniors often get overlooked. But he still uses Manny in a variety of ways, and Manny's been very generous going to the bench and coming off of it when he's been used to being a starter.
Neither team shooting well from behind the arc. 1 of 9 overall. Here's Quezada with the basketball to the post. Lohorn faces and shoots over Heitfeld, and San Francisco with a 5-point lead at 7-2.
Well, that's what Lohorn does great, stepping away from the post. Got to get a double team down there, make him get the ball out of there.
Bolden fakes the pass, shoots, won't get the roll. Tip back, Stephen Gray. That was a great tip by Gray.
Yeah, great timing. Saw the ball softly come off, and it was Stephen Gray's hand that tapped it back in.
And give him credit for coming from his wing position for that rebound, that tap in.
Yeah, flew in there, found a seam in that 2-3 zone, and got to the rim.
Quezada earns the trip to the free throw line. Foul called here on Austin Day. So now both teams with 2 personal fouls. San Francisco with a 3-point lead early. As we look at the birthday boy, a little short on his shot, but Stephen Gray there to make sure it gets through. 7-4 in Spokane.
The January sales event at Tough Shed. Get up to $2,000 off a garage through January 31st. We build year-round, and now's a great time to buy. Tough Shed garages and storage buildings, coast to coast. Call 1-800-BUY-TOUGH or visit toughshed.com.
By Papa Murphy's on Gonzaga game days for the Slam Dunk Deal. Get a large 3-topping pizza for only $8.99. Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. Handmade in our kitchen. Home baked in your oven. Now there's Stephen Gray. Got into the scoring column there on our play right before break. He was one of the 5 Zags in double figures the other night against Santa Clara. As a team, Craig, probably their best effort of the year.
Yeah, it was impressive. I thought the ball movement on the offensive end was, everybody was willing to share the wealth, share the rock, and it worked out perfectly because we mentioned that they shot 55%. But
Manny Quezada hits the first free throws. We looked at Gray the other night.
And it was Stephen's 3 balls that got the Zags off to a good start. And that's what you want. And in the big dunk by Stephen, we didn't think he could make that dunk. He was so far into the basket.
Quezada hit both free throws. It's a 9-4 game. They try to go inside to Heitfeld again. Great catch, and he earns a trip to the free throw line. Talking about that dunk by Stephen Gray the other night, doing some research after the game, Stephen has a 42-inch vertical leap, according to Jeremy Pargo, who has like a 37-inch. Now, right before this game, I asked Ira Brown, what is your vertical leap? And he told me, he says, it's been 46.
Woo!
Elo, now,
That's
you
big
know
time.
about world-class athletes. 42-inch vertical leap is an amazing jump.
Yeah.
Ira at 46. There is a very, very small fraction of a percentile of people walking this planet with that kind of vertical leap.
Yeah, I only knew one, Spud Webb. You know, the 5'7" guy that won the dunk contest in the NBA. He had like a 48-inch vertical. Yeah.
And
but I always thought he cheated. I thought he got a running start.
A travel there by Quezada. Yeah, Ira straight up, 46 inches. He also has that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, but you don't know where that's going.
Yeah, that's very, very true, but he's still got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, no, that's quite an athlete, and the athletic dunks that he had the other night earned him a spot.
But I think I was more amazed at the fact that Stephen Gray had a 42-inch vertical leap, and why we're not seeing more dunks and crazy jams from him. I think we could in the future. Just a sophomore at Gonzaga. This 42-inch, I mean, there's, again, that's a very small percentile of people that have that kind of vertical leap.
Yeah, you don't want to be known as the Kleenex dunker. That's what I told you, where you can slide a Kleenex under.
Pargo, open three, dead on, just a little long, tipped around, tipped back. Downs was there, so was Gray, tipped into the corner. This is Quezada for USF.
Well, San Francisco, I think, doing a really nice job in their 2-3 zone. No one's just standing back in it. They're very actively guarding people, and it's causing some problems for the Zags trying to bust it.
And we've got a whistle. Problem with the shot clock, it never started. During that whole possession, either it reset or it was never going. It's still at 35. As we look at our officials, Bruce Hicks, Mike Partlow, and Chad Johnson, they're on top of things here. James Morgan, number 23, into the game there for USF. He's a senior out of Seattle, played at Rainier Beach. And also number 21, Christian Hernandez, into the game. Evidently, they're having trouble with the shot clock and getting it to move, period. Which would be a real problem, because if it's the game clock, the official can keep it with them and still play the game. But if the shot clock doesn't move, that's a real issue, Craig.
Well, they're going to have to go back to the old days when they brought the shot clock into the game and put it, a little portable one, down on the corner.
And so the officials converge here, and we'll try to figure it out. Unless they're not over there looking at the monitor for some reason, are they?
Well, if the shot clock is working and it didn't look like the game clock either was moving, that maybe they're comparing the two, so when it should or where it should be, or the shot clock should be, compared to the game clock.
Or are they checking to see if a ball hit the rim? I don't think there was a shot up on that last possession yet, was there?
Not during USF's possession, no.
Right.
But once they got it, it should have been off at 35.
Right.
And so obviously with no shot in their possession, then it's got to be below that.
So they're trying to figure out how many seconds to take off.
Oh, this is a family atmosphere.
Sure is.
Family oriented.
All right, both clocks moving. 17 now on the shot clock. 14 minutes to play first half. This is Kwame Vaughn, number 1, with the ball into the corner to Wallace. To Quezada. Morgan sets the screen. Quezada open jumper, and that one rattles through. And San Francisco with a 7-point lead, the largest of the game.
Yeah, Manny Quezada, remember, he's from New York, so he's brought that East Coast style of basketball, that playground type of basketball to the Bay Area. And if you let him get going, he's a streaky shooter.
And I guess being told we just lost the signal a moment ago, so we apologize for the technical difficulties. I hope things are clear for you now.
I think the USF 2-3 matchup zone is causing some problems right now.
Micah Downs, great save, but right to number 21, Christian Hernandez for USF.
I'm telling you, the Dons are really hustling on the defensive end, contesting everything Gonzaga's throwing at them.
Hernandez from 3. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a 10-point San Francisco lead with 12:50 to play in the first half. And the last 11 Gonzaga possessions, 8 misses, 1 turnover, 2 missed free throws, Craig. It is the inconsistency of this team. Just 2 nights ago, we saw them with maybe their best effort. And again, they're a bit stale here to open this game.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Well, the difference is I totally believe when you hit your first couple of shots like they did against Santa Clara, remember Stephen Gray made a couple of 3 balls, they built themselves up a lead, it totally changes your mindset and you get into a really good rhythm. And I think right now, credit USF for taking the Zags out of that rhythm, because they have yet to find a way to get the ball inside. They've tried what? How many lob passes that have not worked? and the outside shots. Bolden's missed a couple, and I think Stevens missed a couple. So USF is doing a really good job of taking the Zags out of what they did the other night against Santa Clara.